How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Creativerse adventure. Now, to start off with, I have some unfortunate news. Anthony messaged me on YouTube to ask me to play his adventure, and I actually did play it, but the footage of it died due to my hard drive actually filling up halfway through, and it corrupted the file. So, unfortunately, I don't have any footage of the adventure, so sorry about that. And it was a really nice adventure. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's one of those ones where it's all about exploring and adventuring. So now I know the way through it. It would be kind of pointless to replay it, I guess, in many ways. But yeah, thanks for recommending it to me. It's really unfortunate I had a tech failure while doing it. It's actually one of the first times it's ever happened to me. But yeah, sorry about that, man. But yeah, thanks for recommending it to me. And if anyone else would like to recommend an adventure to me, absolutely do so. Just drop a comment on a YouTube video somewhere. You know, the most recent adventure video is probably the best place to do it. And I'll see if I can do it, and hopefully won't experience hard drive failure. But for this time, what I thought I would do is M@4Z's adventure, the Monopoly game here. I don't know if this is going to work as an adventure for a single player, but it's so interesting as an idea that I really want to give it a try. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be a thing that I can't really do on my own. I don't know if you can do multiplayer adventures. That would be interesting. I don't know if that... It doesn't seem to be possible, as far as what I can tell. But, you know, I'm not one of the most technically proficient people in the community, so maybe... okay, so it looks like this is how we just exit. So, welcome to Monopoly. Okay, so... Pass go collects 200. Okay, so it's got all of the kind of normal. Okay, I like it. It's come up with their own names for the territories and everything. Yeah, it's looking like it's just a demonstration of how it would be played. So twine equals 50, coal 100. Wood door, get out of jail free. This is actually a really cool idea, but yeah, it certainly looks like it's just like a set piece. It's just showing how it would be played. But okay, so let's see if I reset that. So how does it work if I go into say chance? Okay. So advance to go. And presumably there's a switch to reset that. See, that's the thing. I'm curious how he's doing that. So let's have a look. See if we can find chance doors reset. Now, is this a different one? It is not. Okay. Maybe it's a work in progress still. But it's interesting. It's really... It would be possibly fun to get some people together and kind of recreate this. Or maybe, you know, get permission to go into his world and play it. Because this is quite clearly something that you would need more than one person to play. But it's a really interesting idea for like a Creativerse party game. And yeah, I just had to, I had to give it a go. I had to see what was going on in here. Okay. So I've got all the prices there. The interesting thing is, how would you... What would he be using for a dice? I mean, you can always just use an out-of-game number generator as a dice. You can always do that. Oh yeah, so that's some money. Okay, yeah. But of course, what is always going to be the most interesting is if you can implement it, like in the game. And I don't think there's a random function built into any of the machine blocks. I'm not the most kind of familiar with some of the more recent additions, but I don't think there's a way to do that inherently. And with the basic nature of the logic we've got access to, I'm not sure if it could be done in a way that would be random enough to really make for a good game. You could make it... I'm pretty sure you could make it somewhat procedural. Which, of course, all digital number generation is procedural, not actually random. If you had access to the code and were like enough of... If you were a supercomputer and had access to the code, in some ways it would be possible to predict what numbers it would land on if you knew the functionality of it to a great enough extent. Because it is kind of running down a mathematical formula using a kind of a changing seed, usually anyway, to do kind of procedural number selection. But it's close enough for normal purposes, but still, you know, like for tabletop games and stuff like that, a lot of people are purists and will only play with dice, not with number generators. For that reason, because dice are a little bit less deterministic. No, at least there's a feeling of more randomness to it. I'm not sure myself if you could really say it any more random, because again, if you you know, if you had enough of a bizarre, omniscient, fundamental knowledge of every single atom in in action, you could predict the outcome. You know, if you had a brain the size of the universe and knew the superposition of every single atom there was there, you might be able to predict the outcome. So in many ways, it's all deterministic, but this is a very weird ramble I've got on now. This is a very... just me running around a Monopoly board and spouting what is probably a load of nonsense based on a load of ill-informed opinions on random chance. I'm sure some person who actually is quite knowledgeable about computer science will debunk everything I have said in glorious fashion. No, oh yeah, that's the kind of the... what would normally be put in the central pile. But yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing to alter the signs in here. The reset... let's see. Reset, when I turned it on, it didn't seem to work. But what if I... if I cycle it a few times just to give it the strongest chance to have actually done something. Bank error in your favor. Let's go over there and cycle it a few more times and see what happens. And back. Nope, it is still a bank error in your favor. Perhaps I am misunderstanding the mechanics somewhat. But this is still a really cool idea. It's a very, very interesting concept. Unfortunately, it's not much of an adventure. You know, like... so I guess you guys aren't getting much of an adventure this time. Sorry about that. Waterworks. Oh, that's nice. Put some actual water there. But, you know, I really wanted to check this one out, so I thought I would do it this time. And I had a suspicion that it might be this kind of thing where it wasn't really an adventure, but more a kind of like a proof of concept of a game you could play, not in the adventure context, but actually just in the world if you got some people together. And it looks like you could do that if you had the maker here to explain some of the things, like how we would do the chance. Because, yeah, the chance is a little bit weird, and I don't understand how the chancel community chest works. in actual fact. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how this one's meant to work, and it is quite possible that he has not finished wiring bits of it up. Of course, I don't have access to anything that would show me the wire connections, so I can't trace how things have been done. But yeah, it's a really interesting one, and it would be nice maybe sometime to have a go at actually playing it with some people. I don't know if that will ever happen. But yeah, M@4Z. If you're watching this, it would be nice to know how this works, and particularly how you get the community chest to work, and what you do instead of a dice. And if possible, if it would be cool if it's all functional, if me and maybe a few of the Creaticrew people could hop into the world sometime and have a game of Creativerse Monopoly. That's if they're up to it. I don't know if they will be, but if they are, it'd be really cool to do that. If you are interested, leave a comment in the video, I guess. And the rest of you, I'm sorry this isn't a more traditional adventure, but I was really curious about what this was going to be and wanted to check it out. So I absolutely had to, and there we are. As always, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll reiterate what I said at the beginning. Sorry about Anthony's adventure not working, and if anyone else wants to recommend... well, not his adventure not working, but me, my record dying halfway through. If anyone else wants to recommend a adventure for me to play, or wants me to play their adventure, just leave a comment in the video, and yeah, I have so far at least attempted to play everyone that I've been recommended or requested to play. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you next time. See you later.